All right, so here's a turtle soup. We're above the high that was formed right there pre-session. And we're going to risk a run to 64.25. And we're going to be targeting the pre-session longs where the stops have been trailed up, as I indicated on my X post right there. The buy stops that were taken here on a breakout there. Retail's caught long right now. They don't know it yet, but their pants are about to be pulled down. All of this is about to get washed, moved lower. Now the question you have is, why am I using 764.5 as my stop? It's a knack. Something that is just above here. So we've already moved above that high a little bit right there. And what will happen now is you'll start to see long black limousine, black candles start forming and gravitate towards this gap right there, leaving that high in place. This is Enigma, by the way. I could be adding more and could have added more, but I wanted to be simple with one contract. That way it doesn't look like I'm trying to be a braggart. We want to see this inefficiency act as an inversion fair value gap. So in other words, trade down, stay in the lower half. Once it breaks below the low, stay out of the upper half, come here and then work down into this one. That's what we're looking for. Well, that's what I'm looking for, let's say it that way. You should have did this live. I am. What you want is to copy me. So retail wants to see it keep going higher, but smart money's been selling to them. Take some of the risk out. Look at that. Now we're getting animated. 8:30 news. Big black stretched limousines, lower prices. Right in here, we want to see it trade down into that, and then wilt going lower. Retail's about to experience the pain now, and they'll enter that loser cycle where they're watching. Right now, they're profitable on their longs, but it's about to be stripped from them. Volume imbalance. Now, go into here. Random. We want to see this act as a inversion fair value gap or never even come back into it at all. So you want to stay in the lower half of that rectangle. It can wick in the upper half, but it cannot leave a body outside of the upper half of it to the upside, in other words. So focus on the lower half of that and then keep going lower. Risk, we're going to remove it because we are against the higher time frame. And we're going to be looking for price to gravitate down into that pool of liquidity, and then pre-session right down here. Okay, so that's what we're looking for. The real turtle soup, not Timu. Want speed to get down to that 723 right there. Lovely how it didn't even go in the upper half. Just use the low of the inversion fair value gap. That one's there. And we're breaking lower. It's wonderful. So we want to see that. And we want to see that. What we don't want to see is any accumulation between these 2 points of liquidity. We don't want to see any of that acting as a discount array. We want to see it erode through all of that blue box and break down below 714 strongly. Let's see that little small fair value gap right there. I'll add one there to it. Stop is just above the inversion fair value gap. Now the next 2 candles, I want to see them start stretching lower. Because it didn't use the upper half or even the lower half of that inversion fair value gap, I have to be careful with the stop loss trading it with that stop above it, it being the inversion fair value gap. Because it could spike up in there and then still roll over and go where I want it to go, but have essentially knocked me out before I get to capitalize on that run. How you doing, Miss Bailey? What you doing, good girl? All right, new leg lower. That's what I'm looking for. Peeling an orange in case you're wondering what that sound is. Oranges, strawberries, blueberries, watermelon. This guy hears it. All right, so now we want to see it wash out that 24,715.50 low. Right here we start seeing some strong movement lower, ideally. Fair value gap. I'll add one more there. Spend a little bit of time in that fair value gap, isn't it? case you were wondering what I was referring to. Take some of the risk out. I want to see it really get below this low down here because it's spending a little too much time for my liking in this little bracket of price action. Okay. Submitting to the idea that it's still good. It's playing a little rough this morning. Nothing here makes sense for it to go higher. So I believe what we're working on is this. That right there. So we're inside that sell side and bounce, buy side and efficiency. And that's why we're hanging around. So I'm going to see it really accelerate to the downside. I'm going to run the risk of getting stopped out, but I'd rather be stopped out and be quote unquote profitable, even though this is a demo example, than to hold on to something that becomes far less likely, because if it goes up there, I don't want to be in it because it has enough right now structurally to see it rotate lower. And these pools of liquidity on the downside should be the greater draw than anything going higher from where we're at right now. Structurally speaking, there's nothing there that would constitute a viable reason for it to trade higher without manipulation. And I'll add one more there. Commissions would be covered. All fresh organic eggs. Look at this thing. It's sitting around. They got something up their sleeve today. Potato. I think if we can find momentum, take out that low, then it should be fairly easy for it to continue. Moving lower into the 7 o'clock low, pre-session liquidity. So we have this high here, this high here, this high here. Lots of liquidity taken out here. So this is making this stand out. Like this is the most obvious inline liquidity. Inline liquidity is the next one that's about to get hit because the opposing side's already been washed out. So this is inline next to get tagged. We don't want any rejection, no respect of this low. There we go. There we go. It's almost like I know what I'm doing, man. This is crazy. This stuff really works. All right, so we locked in a steak dinner. And we want to see it wilt down into 7 o'clock pre-session lows. So that's what we have here cooking. And we'll leave it like that for the remainder. I'm going to be cooking breakfast. Perfect omelet. Medium heat. 1 minute. No cooking straightens. No butter. Look at that baby go. Look at that. Look at that. ICT. What a guy. What a guy. My wife's not here. I usually do that stuff, but get a rise out of her. All right. Now we're cooking the gas. Bring my phone down here where I can see it. The kitchen's a little too big to be walking back and forth while cooking. Alright, looks like she's drawn right on down into that obvious pool of liquidity you were shown on X this morning. I can already hear some of you moaning right now, saying, you should have done this live. Why didn't you do this live? When you're cooking your eggs, you gotta keep moving them around, pulling them like a pinwheel to the center. Keep doing that over and over again. It allows the egg to cook nice and fluffy. Plate. Sweet potato, blackberry, blueberry, 2 strawberries, 3 eggs. They're not in the omelet, it's just on my plate. Just about there. Gordon Ramsay would be envious right now. This egg is beautiful. It's just eggs, ICT. Good grief. You act like you invented the omelet. No, I'm just rebranding it. That's perfect. Into the plate. Beautiful. Beautiful. If I was a weirdo, I would take a picture of it and post it online. All right. You can see how she's reaching for that 7 o'clock low. Farm fresh egg. I can't seem to have them. Guys, the taste difference. Definitely taste difference. Alright, so she's steady reaching lower. And let me scroll over here real quick to give you a visual of what we're reaching for again. Right down there, that 7 o'clock low. And all of Johnny Come Latelys that bought above 24,730, they're all wishing they would have slept in today, because they're in line to be next. Now, I know somebody like to think that me as someone that uses dozens of laptops. My question is how could I possibly be doing all this? Cooking breakfast, giving you instructions on how to make the perfect omelet. It's technically not an omelet right now because there's nothing in it. And yes, you're going to hear me eating. I'm an older guy now. You're just going to have to accept it. If you complain, I'll block you. I don't need to see your negative comments. But the question is, are you paying attention intraday to how the market's reaching for these pools of liquidity, identifying them in advance? Now, it doesn't matter in the beginning. You're not going to know how to pick the right pools of liquidity. Over the course of a couple months doing it, and the things I'm annotating and showing you with the PDF files. We're getting ready to see this luck again. Look at that. Look at that. It's crazy. It's crazy, bro. Like, this stuff really works. I'm probably going to write a book about this. I'm probably going to do it. But you'll get better. Just stick with me. I promise you'll get better at it.